in order to see if it's streaming. I think I'm gonna stay here only for 1 hour because today is the last day of the year, so the gym closes earlier. And I wanna make sure that I get there with enough time to do a proper workout. So the question that I had, and the reason why I opened these videos here about building a blog is I'm not really sure what's the best way to do it, because I imagine that the way that I'm thinking about doing now is whenever I want to create an article for the blog, I'm going to create a component, and then I'm going to use that component for creating articles. And so I create the structure of the component, and maybe I'll pass props to indicate what is going to be the structure, or what are going to be the things that change in the structure according to what type of article it is. But then I'm gonna have to I think I'm gonna write this stuff on a open office document and then translate that open office document into HTML format and then style the text. But I'm not really sure if that's the best way to do it in a blog, or if there are other ways that people thought about it, that you can actually write the article on the website itself maybe, and then just kind of like the admin page on the Jungle website, where you can do stuff with the user interface directly on the website, and then you make changes that way, and that's easier. But I believe that's obviously possible to do, but I'm not really sure if it's worth it, or if is the normal way that people do this, or if it's better just to do it in the way that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, but now I'm gonna finish this copy here. Also, I authenticated myself with Planet Scale. The way that you do it is just to run the command that they tell you to run for authentication, and then once you run that, it opens the Planet Scale website, and then you have to put your credentials, and then you're logged in after that. And then after that, you can connect to the database. And the way that you do that is through the script on Node.js that they have there. So I copy this stuff here, and then I use ChatGPT to tell me the commands to filter the database based on email, to check if the email exists or not. So if the email doesn't exist, the row length is going to be 0. And if it does, then it's going to be greater than 0. So I put this command here. In case it doesn't exist, you add the email to the database with another command that I use from ChatGPT. And now I think I'm going to add a component here, and I'm going to put it on the pages, probably on this page here, after the YouTube video maybe, or before the YouTube video. Oh fuck, the wrong thing. Let me wait a second. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna change this text first, I think. This one. So it's here. And I'm gonna put something along these lines. Now I have to think about what is gonna be the phrase exactly. Like I said, I don't think it matters that much for this specific case because it's just a landing page. Simple, but I think it's worth taking the time to think about, because then I can use this later on. I'm also gonna open the project that I have here. Which is the portfolio. And I think I have a section called skills on the portfolio that has my picture and the formatting for the picture. this is the index. Okay. Maybe I can just copy this component. I think that's what I'm gonna do because it's easier. And this creates a bunch of different bars. I think my portfolio doesn't work anymore because it was hosted on Heroku and I didn't update. So I have to finish this as well. Should deploy on Verso, I think. I think I'm gonna deploy on Verso. And the reason why I haven't deployed it yet is because I was thinking about doing blockchain stuff with the portfolio. But I might deploy it in the way that it is now, because I added the MetaMask connection. And I think I'm gonna try to incorporate blockchain stuff more into the blog later on, because I think it's a better use of my time. It kind of accomplishes two goals at the same time. Let's see if there's anything else that I would want from this. I don't think I need anything else from that. So now I'll go here, change this. Fuck. So there's probably an error here. It has to be. Oh, it's the image. I forgot to get the image. Probably. I think it's on the public images. It's not a good image because it has been a long time since I took that photo, but it's the only one that I have that looks kind of decent. Because I don't like taking pictures. Where is this shit? I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. You can also use the logo that I have for the channel as well. It doesn't look like it changed anything. So it's probably a link somewhere. Oh, maybe I should leave this here. Oh, but the thing is I'm not gonna have this styling, so it doesn't matter. long, yeah. I don't understand what's wrong here. Element type is invalid. Expect a string for built-in components. This function. Oh, forgot to export. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, but it's exporting here. Oh, I guess it's the type of export that I have to do. Because the way that I'm importing the thing. Let's see. Alright, it looks fine. Your skills. Or maybe this has to be a const and a arrow function. Not sure why that would change anything. It has to be this thing here because it's the only thing that I added. So yeah, now it works. So it's something with the import, I think. Because the way that I'm importing here. Skills. Oh, it's on the index. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, now I think it's gonna work. Oh, now it's the image and doesn't have a width and height. I think I did the styling. Yeah, how is it possible that it was working on the other one? Oh, it's probably because I wasn't using the image, I think. But I think I tested the portfolio and it was working. Yeah, so not sure why, but whatever. Most annoying part is obviously making everything responsive, because I have to make multiple different. Yeah, that's something that I was looking for, but I decided to leave like this. I was looking for a way to change the div, the image of the div, depending on the size of the width. But the issue is that I think NextJS images is different. You have to do something different because I wasn't being able to change through this, so I just changed the display to none. And I think it's not worth it. Just spend a bunch of time trying to figure out for this case how to change it. Yeah, now I have to copy the style as well. And here you can see how it looks on the portfolio, because there is no style. I think also I'm gonna put the image after, or maybe side by side actually. I'll do like this. Then I'll put, or maybe actually it's better to do it like this. Yeah. I think part of the reason why you can't, or it's harder to change the image, the NextJS image with the size, is because of the attributes here, since it is a component. So there's probably stuff going on there that doesn't allow you to, or some conflict in class names, I think, but maybe not. Not sure. It has all these different attributes here. I wonder why there's something here. It's weird that it's cutting here. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of the overflow or margin left. That's why. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. I'm gonna remove these abouts as well. Here I'm gonna put abouts. Because on the navbar, maybe I should put navbar instead of putting this as a div here. Just realize that. Yeah, but I guess it has headers here, but so it's fine. Yeah, this goes to next. I'm gonna put about here so that it goes to this section once I click there because of the ID. Yeah. I wonder, I think this doesn't look really good. No, actually, I think it looks fine, but I have to put the image to the side of the text, I think, because it looks better. Also, another thing that I saw that a couple of people do is put the text on one side and then the image on the another side, and then do on the next row do them reversed, and I think that looks good. So maybe I'll try to emulate that, but the reason why I didn't want to do like this because I don't have a lot of images, so I would have to spend more time looking for images. But maybe I can do this video embeddings here, but the problem is I'm gonna have to change the size of them, I'm not sure. Yeah. Unless I can pass the width and height by the props there. Yeah, that's an idea actually. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I wonder if I put 2 different videos or 2 different... Because I was thinking about putting one more video for my own channel, the main channel. But the problem with this is I think it doesn't look that good to have the 2 videos, like one after the other. And then here I'm gonna put another channel. Yeah, I'm gonna create these tags here and then I'm gonna translate into the HTML there. If I put the video, yeah, I am thinking about, because I think it makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is put the 2 different videos, but I have to make another, I have to put this outside of this div, I think, because I'm gonna make, yeah, but then maybe I should put this, oh, and I should change this to about as well. Because I should put this video inside of this skills here and remove from here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because I want to think about this as a single block, let's say. And then I'm gonna put the text explaining my story of the channel, that I learned everything while live streaming for 2 years, and then I realized the mistakes that, not the mistakes, I went through the pain points of the learning processes and realized what kind of stuff is confusing or difficult to learn in the beginning, and that's why I'm qualified to make this thing and why the reason why I think is valuable. And then I'm gonna put the channel, the VMS Code channel on the right here, along with the text on the left. And then on the bottom I put this this video on the left, and then I put some more text explaining the concept of this channel. I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna pass this stuff. First I'm gonna change this to about. Then I'm gonna pass the video inside of the about there. It's better to think about this stuff before, because then it is easier to think about the text, because the text has to, the size of the text has to fit in with the layout that I'm thinking about. No, actually, I'm gonna put another div. No, it has to be outside of here. This is a span, and that should be on the same div. I'm gonna put this one here, because this is gonna be on the right. Oh, actually, yeah. This video specifically is gonna be in the bottom there. Yeah. I should put another div here. So let me think about the copy, and then I'll work on the CSS. Let me increase the size of this thing here. I just realized that if I put this stuff here, then I don't need to put it in the beginning. Also, another technique that I'm gonna use here that a lot of people use is talking about yourself in the third person, because it increases authority. Because in the person's mind, it creates the idea that I have someone working for me. And that's a very common thing that a lot of people do. EMS is a self-taught programmer after spending 2 years learning how to code on my own. And also because the channel is supposed, the way that I'm looking at this second channel is with the intention of creating something that is not related to me. I think the first channel is related to what I'm doing, because I'm recording is more personal, let's say. But the second channel I think is more professional, and obviously I think there is a chance that it never works, and there's also, if I'm realistic is also gonna take a lot of time to grow, so I might not want to pursue that at some point. Like, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, obviously, until there. I might start something else, or through the blog, or start a product and then decide to leave this channel. But if I end up growing this channel, and my intention is to turn it into a business and not have myself fully invested on, so I can hire people, for example, to make videos and things like that. So I don't need to be active on the channel. So I need to make all this stuff related to the channel in a way that is not personalized, let's say, that from a business standpoint, not from, like, I'm talking about myself. It's like talking as if I'm the company from the channel. Then I think this is enough for the first thing there, probably. There's a lot of text, so I'm gonna put this next to the photo here and the other video from my channel. And then the text on the right of this other video of the other YouTube, I have to put something else, or explain why this is useful. So first create authority and then explain why it's useful. And as a self-taught programmer for spending 2 years learning how to code on his own, live streaming the process. It's the start, and most important is on YouTube. Decided to create another channel. Yes. So first I'm gonna highlight the problem. The problem, one of the challenges that I have when writing the stacks is that, and this is something that I got feedback on a while ago when I was doing the. Also, I got feedback from the AI. There's an AI tool, I might use that now, that allows you to see how good your text is based on a language model as well. Maybe you can use ChatGPT also to help me create this. But the challenges that I have is that I have the tendency of using too many big words and complicated words, and that turns people off. So I have to be aware of that and try to simplify as much as possible what I'm thinking, which is hard to do. As obviously there's so much information, and it's difficult to compress everything into a simple text. DMS is a software programmer. After spending 2 years learning how to code on his own while live streaming the process since they started posting the records on YouTube, he decided to create another channel teaching people what he learned. A very big challenge of learning how to code on your own is understanding the difference between what is fundamental and what changes all the time. What these spreadsheets will allow you to do is gain a better understanding of this distinction by allowing you to compare, by allowing you. So I think I'm going to highlight the pain point, and I'm going to highlight a very big challenge, and I'm also going to highlight the solution. So I always have to emphasize the desire, and then the pain, and then the desire. A very big challenge of learning how to code on your own is understanding the difference between what is fundamental and what changes all the time. Spreadsheets will allow you to do is gain a better understanding of this distinction by allowing you to. Yeah, this is not good as well. I have to change this. By allowing you to compare the two different languages and realize when there's a difference in syntax and when there is a fundamental difference in the way the language is structured. Spreadsheets will allow you to do. A big challenge of learning how to code on your own is understanding the difference between what is fundamental and what changes all the time. What these spreadsheets so I think it's this, like this. Spreadsheets, because it's more than one, will allow you to do is gain a better understanding of this distinction. Another thing that I have to think about is SEO, that I'm not thinking about when I'm writing this stuff. But I don't think it matters that much for a landing page. Something that I'm thinking about doing, and I think is not really hard to do, is get all the text, and I think I'm gonna do this before I do the blog, or as I do the blog. But I'm not sure how much I want to share from that. Maybe I'll share myself creating the tool, but I won't share the results. Which is to create a program that goes over all these files here, and then gets all the text that I scraped manually from all the blogs to create a key value dictionary of the frequency of words that are used the most, and then create a tree structure or either try or tree structure of the keywords in order to try to generate ideas behind that, based on that. So I don't think I'm going to focus on SEO for this stuff here. I'll focus on that later for the blog. It's fundamental and what changes all the time. What the strategies will allow you to do is gain a better understanding of this distinction. You'll be able to compare the two different languages and realize when there is a difference in syntax. There's a fundamental difference in the way the language is. I think that's good enough, probably. Maybe I'll improve it at some point. So I'm gonna have to break this down. It's too much text. Just trying to figure out when is a good point to break the text. And I'm gonna separate these by breaks or paragraphs. This looks good. Thinking about separating by different paragraphs or creating a span because of the styling that I'm gonna do later. And this... Oh, actually, I had two different things here. I think I'm gonna do only one here, but then I do a span here. I think span doesn't change the structure. Yeah. Then later, if I want to create a different styling, because I think I wanna emulate when it comes to the fonts. I think I'm gonna emulate the site that I showed in the previous stream from a guy that has a course about writing for social media. And I thought that his website looks good. And this should be a div, I think, instead of a span. And there's a div here. And now that I think about it, I don't know, I think that's necessary to have this div here because later on to put the text on the side is going to be better to separate with two different divs. So I have the main div and then I have the div that separates the two divs inside that separate the text from the video. And I have the same structure here. So here I'm going to put a bunch of text instead of putting this. So I'm going to copy this here. Just to see how it looks. Yeah, actually I already have the text here. For this one, I think is fine because I don't have the image there, so it's fine to have more text. This doesn't look good because the I think it's better if the text on top has it looks like a kind of like a funnel. Yeah, but it can't be difficult. Difficult part about this is finding the balance, I think. Not that it matters that much, obviously. It's just details, but yeah, to me that this looks better, I think. And then maybe I can change the style as well of each one. And so let me focus on the main text here. What can I write for this? So this, let me do top here. Learn. Not sure if I'm supposed to put Pythons in JavaScripts. I don't think that looks. It doesn't sound right. Learn Pythons and JavaScripts. So, but this also sounds weird, I think. Learn Python and JavaScript most useful methods. So maybe, yeah, maybe that's correct. Save hours of research. The other thing that I'm thinking about is why this is useful. That's the hard part for me, because I don't know, I don't have a good idea in my mind of the archetype of person that I'm trying to target. Because something that someone told me as well is that with my videos is that there was no explanation of the benefits that someone would get with watching the videos. And that's a very good point, because someone that is new doesn't have any understanding of how things work. So it's hard to highlight to them why this would be useful. But I'm thinking about putting that on the... Maybe I can do a link and then link to the... Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Why is this useful? And then I'll do a link to the about page, and then in the about I answer this question. Maybe just we won't spam you. Is enough. Yeah, I think on the Q&A, I'm gonna... on the FAQ thing. I can answer these questions. And then I have to think about what kind of questions they are gonna have. But I think that's good enough for this part here. I have to mention that it's free as well. So maybe here for free. Yeah, that's the problem. Maybe if I remove this. Also gonna change the size of this. Each one. And I think that this will look better if it is separated here. Yeah, I think this looks better. But it's too big there, so and that's the problem. I think I'll change the font as well. So that's gonna change the size. But honestly, this stuff is better to do off stream because then I can use two monitors. It becomes easier. Well, the other thing that I wanna do is round the logo there. I'm gonna use this stuff here. Yeah, so actually, let's see how much time. Okay, it's over. I was gonna say that it's probably better to do on stream, well, on stream instead of styling this stuff, to do the back component. But I think I'm gonna do off stream because the time is almost up. And the only thing that I'm gonna do is just create another component and then put it there. It's pretty easy. Create another component and then I'm gonna put on top of this, I think, and below the about here. So it's gonna go here. And then what I'm gonna do on the component is just answer these questions here, and any more questions that I can come up with about what kind of questions people that get this might have. And the last thing that I'm gonna do as well is, I think I'm gonna do this after I test the database and everything, which is to try to improve the spreadsheets so people that get it get more value. So to do that, I think I'm gonna study, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna study the methods again on stream, and I'm gonna think about any other things that I can put there. Maybe I think a good idea is also to study prototypes again, to see the difference in prototypes between the Python, differences in classes between Python and JavaScript, and then I can write stuff on the spreadsheets about that as a bonus or something like that. Like, to improve as much as possible. Yeah, when I stop here, I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow and then study these methods, and I'm gonna work on the rest of the stuff off stream. So if I don't come back tomorrow, then I'm almost 100% sure that I'll come back Monday.